So this is Dave with Free Move It Pros Demolition. You know, we started this YouTube channel just so that we could bring this very interesting stuff that a lot of people don't get to see, and just bring it for everybody. And then these hurricanes started hitting. So this sand pile here, look at that. That's got to be 6 or 7 stories tall. It's definitely 5 stories tall, and it's about the size. It was about the size of a half a football field. Now it's getting closer to the size of a football field. So what we're doing here is, first of all, I'm a victim here as well. I had multiple properties get flooded in this hurricane. My house got flooded. Mine wasn't as bad as it was when Ian hit. Ian hit. I had 6 foot in my house. So all we're doing here is we like to provide interesting stuff, things that we find interesting, and just bring them to the marketplace. And we have, you know, a certain amount of people that enjoy that. So, so what we're doing here is we're just going around and just kind of looking and seeing what's going on. This is post Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton. Now, if you don't know much about Fort Myers Beach is about 7 miles long. It's not very wide, and it's a barrier island right next to Fort Myers, and it's a nice, beautiful little town. It had a lot of character. A lot of the cottages and stuff have been destroyed. A lot of things that were built weren't built to handle these very large storm surges that we have got over the last 2 years. It's been 2 years and 1 month. We've had 5 high water events. That building you just seen, the green one, it just got hit again, and Hurricane Ian did the same thing to it. So it's exhausting, actually, in a lot of ways. I kind of grieved and got over it a little bit. That little place right there you just saw, that has been reshaped by Ian, reshaped again by Helene, and reshaped to get a little bit more by Milton. So this is the south end of the island, and we're just going down and just showing all the debris piles and stuff that are out there. These ground level houses are going to be at a constant threat with these new storms that are coming in. That storm, Helene, was, it was 200 miles away, 150 miles away at the closest. This one, we just got hit with Milton. You know, Sarasota is about 100 miles away, so 75 to 100 miles away, and we still get an incredible amount of storm surge. That storm surge came in and it pushed sand all over the place. If you go out on the beaches are nowhere near as thick as they were, deep as they were. They're shallower. There are seawalls that are exposed that I have never seen before. I've been kind of frequenting the beach since '04, but really frequenting it and living there as of 2010. So a lot of these houses, they have enough elevation, they didn't get affected. My house got an inch on Milton. It missed being flooded by Helene by 4 inches. I still got impacted. There was all kinds of stuff I had to do, and it flooded 4 of my rental properties in Bonita. So here we are. Helene came in, flooded 4 of my houses. I had 3 of them. It was very minor flooding on those. 3 of them, I had them put back together. And then here comes Hurricane Milton, and it flooded 9. Well, it's a total, including my house, I think of 13 of them. So now 3 of them, no damage because they flooded, but they're above grade. They're still houses. So here you go. You see in all the debris everywhere. You see the sand everywhere. You see everybody out getting to it. In the mornings when I'm heading towards Bonita, my business is in Bonita. We own Remove It Pros Demolition, and we also have a resale shop where we resell hurricane windows and kitchens and baths and vanities and anything you can think of. So we're doing a lot of high-end demolitions in the condos and the fancy houses all over the place, and we're taking that stuff back. Instead of throwing it in the dumpster, we kind of take the green approach and we put it into our warehouse over in Bonita, and we repurpose and resell that stuff. We also use them to renovate our own properties, and we've been doing this business since 2014. So a lot of houses aren't impacted because they're raised. They still have debris and stuff like that to deal with, and some impacts, but not like nearly what the ground level houses are getting. A lot of people live in ground level houses and they don't want to live in anything else, and that's me. I'm in and out of my house 20 times a day. I don't want to go up and down 15 steps. I just don't. I know it's going to keep me healthier and so on and so forth, but hey, I've earned this fat butt and I want to keep it. No, I'm just kidding, but I just don't want to go up and down the steps 20 times a day. You know, that's all there is to it. So I'm going to keep trugging along with this, and I think there's a lot of people that feel the same way. It's getting old though. There's going to be some things that we're going to do. We're going to have to modify these houses so that they can get water up against them and not get the water inside, and maybe get 2 or 3 foot of water. That's just one idea. That's something that we're going to do here. I actually use spray foam to seal up my hurricane doors so that they wouldn't leak. And I think that's the reason why I got such a small amount of water. My neighbor next door got a foot. The neighbor the other way got 5 inches. So the neighbor across the street got 10 inches. So, but we're all at different elevations. Mine could just purely be the fact that I'm at a different elevation. Now I sealed my house up really good, but you know what? I didn't do a very good job on the garage doors. So, you know, we're going to see a big gigantic debris pile down in Lover's Key. You're already seeing that big gigantic pile of sand coming out of Bonita. I can't believe that storm surge erased so much of their beach down there. Now our beach seems like it's wider than it was before. It looks like it pushed a lot of sand up and over, but it pulled a lot of it back. I was out on the beach and you could see, it appeared to me, now I've been here a long time, I ride my bikes on the beach all the time, and I could be wrong, but it looks wider to me, and it looks like the low tide or the normal tide, it looks as though it looks like the beach is wider. Notice another thing, it's cleaner. It's a lot cleaner than it was. A lot cleaner than it was after Helene or after Debbie. And again, it seems wider. So it's going to help this beach renourishment. Now, if we don't try to fill the beach all the way back up to the height of those seawalls that have been exposed, I think we'll be fine. And those seawalls, I've never seen them before. Where are they from? Were they from the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, 70s? I don't know. They're all covered up. So maybe this is okay. You know, maybe it's not going to hurt anything. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll help with these storm surges. We won't get so much sand up into the island. I'm not sure. I don't know what to think. Or, you know, I have heard some people say that this is not the right kind of sand for the beach. It doesn't compact. I've heard things like that. I saw the dredging machines were back out in the Gulf, and they were back at it. And this Andrews, I had no idea that contractor had so much equipment or was so well equipped. I did see them working in Bonita on a road over there, and I just thought they were a little small operation, but apparently they are not. Thank you for Lee County getting us all them dump trucks, and you know, they're really getting on it. The amount of sand that they were able to get moved off of our island, off the roads quickly, so we didn't have a constant traffic snarl is a true blessing. Some of these streets, elevations are up higher. Everything is elevated and, very little impacts. I'm wondering how many houses did get flooded from this storm. My personal one, I just got some puddles in here. There was a couple places where there was about an inch of water. It never got above my toe kick on my baseboard, and which has been caulked in on both sides. And it was in my garage. I had about 5 inches up by the stoop where you would walk in to the house, and as much as 11 inches down. Garage floors slope out, so about 11 inches down there. And it's funny, I sealed up one garage door really good, and the other one I got tired, and I didn't take as much time with it as I should have. So the downtown area of Fort Myers Beach, where where the Wahoo Willie's is, and Nervous Nellies and Shipwreck and all that, this got to be getting old. I mean, this is 5 times in 2 years and 1 month. You had Hurricane Ian, which just rewrote the history on Fort Myers Beach. And then and shortly after that, Idalia hit, and its impacts were less, but it's still, we had flooding and stuff again. Then came Debbie, and that was 6 months ago. Then came Helene, which Helene and Milton weren't even 2 weeks apart. So, and all of these storms are creating flooding on our island. Now, I saw a report from the NOAA, and they were talking about, on average, there are a certain amount of hurricanes that hit every year. Here I'm looking this up really quick. There's a certain amount of hurricanes that hit, and of those hurricanes, on average, what we've experienced is not outside of the average. So I'm going to read a little bit of this to you in just a second. I'm going to paraphrase a lot of this. Okay, it says from 1851 to 2023, there's been no increase in the number of strikes. The average, 18 hurricane strikes per decade, and of that, 6 are major hurricanes. The decade with the most was 1941 to 1950, with 24 hurricanes. Of that, 10 were major. The NOAA has a detailed report on the records and state that 305 hurricanes that made landfall in the U.S. Florida has the most hurricanes per decade than any other state, followed by Texas. One has to remember that the barrier islands were built by hurricanes, and if you look at the old maritime charts going back to the 16th and 17th century, there are barrier islands that exist today and that did not, and the islands that existed are no longer here. People like living on the barrier islands, but the things that we do to take the mangroves away and stuff like that, it makes it an easier situation to displace the sand. So if you look at the Fort Myers Beach in the 1920s compared to today, you would see that the island looks like a long key. It's the activities of men that shape this environment, and the things that we've done to make the beaches prettier have pulled away. So basically they're saying that this is just an average thing that we, so is it global warming? Is it this? Is it that? I don't know. I'm not going to go there. I don't want to get all political, but I'm just saying that that's what the NOAA. I'm kind of staking my claim on that one. Because I don't want to build up, and I definitely don't want to lift my house. Either one. So here we are, we're getting closer to the downtown area. You can tell because the houses have more of the eclectic Fort Myers Beach, Key Westish kind of charm. The further you go towards the south, the less of that you see. A lot of these houses they're colorful, and they're working towards the Key West theme. That is the post office. This is that illegal lot that this guy's running, and there's not much here. We're not trying to hit everything. We're just kind of trying to give you just a real quick overview of what's going on the beach. This was this was let's see, what is today? Today is Wednesday, so this was Monday, following the storm. So it seems like the closer you are to the bay, and like Fairview Isles had quite a bit of flooding. All the stuff that's down here towards the downtown area has a lower elevation, and they have a lot of flooding. A lot of those buildings down there that are newer, they're all elevated, so they just got some water in their garages. The ranch style houses that are up through here are subject to flooding again, because just purely because their elevation is there. So this is Remove It Pros Demolition. Reuse It Pros is our warehouse. It's in Bonita. It's 28381 Racetrack Road, Bonita Springs, across from the old dog track. If you need windows, or you need kitchen cabinets or appliances or stoves, refrigerators, all that kind of stuff, vanities, we have a ton of that stuff repurposed out of these things that we work on. So right there, that's Margaritaville, and they're getting back to it. We're helping out with that this time. We're actually going to put a machine down in the pool this time and get it emptied out quicker. And so it's Remove It Pros Demolition, Dave Lockwood with, and we'll see you on the next video. Please comment, let us know what you see, what kind of things you might want to see, and we thank you for watching our videos. And I'm sorry to everybody who got impacted, and it's nice to see that we're, as a community, getting things put back together as quickly as we can. And I just pray that we don't have any more of this for quite some time. I need a break. I don't know about the rest of you. So that's it. Thanks for watching.